What's up, guys? Welcome to Rice and Beans. We took a week off, but we are back in full effect. We got a full house tonight. Big O, Cookie, Jester here for your listening pleasure.
I'm back.
Nice. We got a three-way going on.
Welcome back, bitches.
Yeah. It's always good to see Cookie.
Howdy. How's it going? What have I missed? I don't care. Let's go.
Shit ton. You missed Chicakas.
Oh, God, yeah. That meat was so good down our throats.
Don't even get me started.
And the chef even made chicken, too.
Oh, yeah.
I love me some cock.
And then the Pop-Tart commissary from the prison tray.
Fancy.
The TV nerds rolled through again. They're always fun as hell. Who else came through? Mixit came through.
Yes,
MTV,
Marcus was through. Yeah.
A couple of musicians.
Good times.
Yeah. So lots going on, but yeah, it's been fun, and like this season's been great. I know we're getting to the last couple for this season, but we're gonna plan out, next season and like have a ball doing that shit too. So I'm stoked. I'm ready.
Yeah, we swing that one away. That was a home run this season.
That is correct, sir.
Nailed it.
Wacky wild stuff.
Might pull off the upset like me creeping back out of third place now in the fantasy football league, making a comeback as people aren't paying attention.
Yeah, whatever. You ain't coming up over in where I'm at in first place, baby.
No, Big O's like 7-1 or 8-1, some shit like that. I'm like
7-1, baby.
I'm doing the third best at like 4-4. That's the sad state of the league right now.
Just good enough.
Right?
I'm pulling a John Gruden here.
I pulled a John before.
What? Did he pay you or did you pay him?
Oh, we were supposed to pay?
Leave your money on the dresser and get out.
What, was it a cold dark alley? I mean, jeez.
If you need to know details.
Then you can't afford it.
Yeah. If you have to ask the price.
How much for a ZJ? Oh, shit, man. It's been going down this week, though, right? I mean, the news, what the shit, right?
Yeah, like, what was it, the Raiders guy? What was his name?
Nah, we're talking about, oh, boy, Henry Ruggs. Good God, man. I mean, okay, so I'm stupid like anybody else, and I have never been arrested, and I'm not admitting to anything, but there was some times where I shouldn't have been doing something that I was doing, but I've never caused a fatality, and I learned from my mistakes, and I don't do that anymore. So luckily I escaped. But this guy, 22 years old, pushing 2 to 20 now.
And for
Just a baby.
Yeah, for those of you that don't know what happened, it was basically beer. Then I think like Krusty the Clown said, for my little glug glug vroom vroom thump thump.
Oh boy, this guy's off the hook. Hey kids.
Terrible.
Jesus Christ. I mean, he was just drafted in 2020 to the Raiders as wide receiver. He's getting $4 million a year from his contract. He was just let go. As soon as they found out the details, the full details of what had happened, they released him. That means his contract is null and void. He's not making money. He does not pass go. He does not collect $200. He goes straight to fucking jail.
You're fired.
Mm-hmm.
Step into my office. Why? Because you're fucking fired.
Snap.
Hey.
7-minute ads. Who ever heard of 7-minute ads? 6-minute ads. God damn it.
What about 5-minute abs?
5-minute ads. Shut up.
He comes in, he's like, hey, remember you requesting that vacation time? Totally approved. And
Got
then
it.
some.
You got
For
it.
fuck's sakes. Go ahead, Cookie.
No, that's all. I'm not even going to respond on this one. It's just terrible all around. I mean,
Don't worry. I'll do all the responding for you. You can
Thank
just
you.
laugh at it.
Yeah.
Karma will not come
Just
back on
giggle.
you on this one.
yeah, no, seriously, it's just awful. I mean, super young, and then it's just like,
So he was going 156 miles an hour on the strip in his Corvette. Brand new Stingray. and he just rear-ended this lady in her RAV4 with her dog, and that's it. That's all she wrote. What else can you say? There was a fire, nobody survived it, and the family's looming over the loss, and this guy, who knows what he's thinking? Who knows what his family's thinking at this time? We can only hope that he has a moniker of a soul that really feels bad about this. And I'm not going to judge him, but for fuck's sakes, man, that's just a huge mistake for a 22-year-old.
I agree, like you said, because it's not just, I mean, obviously, like, the terrible thing for her and her family, but then now his family, like, like they're Schitt's Creek. That's just awful. Blech. Blech.
Yeah. So, and Carr came out saying, that Henry texted him while he was out boozing out the night away. And, he feels some sort of responsibility for not doing something, standing up as, the leader, the quarterback, and, getting him a ride or going to get him, because he was up, he saw the text, he read the text at the time that it was sent, he could have done something. He feels that's another thing that people don't understand, that the people that are not really part of the issue feel that they're part of the problem because they didn't do something or didn't act at that time. So now they're affected the rest of their lives too.
Well, yeah, that's just like a sign of a good human being, like you can't just look back and think like, oh, okay, well, at least it wasn't me. Like, no, everybody had their hand in it, so it's like, it's not his fault, but you just have that guilt, which is like, bleh.
Yo, at least the text, it was like, yo, bro, are you going to drive? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
simple as that. Like, I've sent out those texts before, and I'm not fucking rich and famous and playing for a shitty team. Did I say that out loud?
Yes, you did.
I meant shitty team. I meant fuck the Raiders.
Not a
What about
fan.
the Bears, though? They could use some publicity like this.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Big O, really?
Maybe somebody could hit fucking. Maybe one of the Bears players could fucking take out Aaron Rodgers.
Taking out Aaron Rodgers, man. You see that pic where he's laying on the ground with his chin strap on his lips and he's just looking like he's drugged up on cocaine?
Yeah, I fucking loved it. That was yeah, that made my fucking day. Fuck that guy.
That's a look when the eye of Sardamom, shines and that fucking ever evil eye on you and the lights all around. You're like, oh. For fuck's sakes, man. I mean, he's going to be doing some stool pushing in prison for a while.
Go on.
If he makes it that far, because, there always could be like...
Well, he's going to be dropping the soap in the shitter.
Yeah. And not just for fun.
God dang, man. Thank God for soap on a rope, but when it falls off that tether, man.
You're done for it. In a good way.
That is correct.
His anus has never been cleaner.
Or
I wonder if
wider.
his new phrase is going to be, don't hate us because you anus.
Don't hate us because you ate us.
Oh, what?
Snap.
Then that old school joke about like both hands in there and clap tight, huh? You can do that.
Oh my God, man.
He's gonna be shitting pancakes.
He's gonna be known as Cheeseburger Jones now. For God's sakes, man. I mean, you make one mistake in your young life, and that could destroy you until your adulthood. I mean, if he gets,
a fat, disgusting slob.
and now he's going to be reformed, find Jesus, maybe go into the Nation of Islam while he's in prison.
Look at Ray Lewis.
Oh, Jeebus goes. Oh, Lord. Oh my gosh, man. They annoy you. People who annoy you.
So many. So many.
No, I was talking about the South Park episode.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Oh no, I was like,
I had a
list. I started
was
doing
like-
math and like going over, started seeing faces in my head. I'm like, and that fucker too, and that motherfucker for sure.
Why are you looking at me, Jester? Fuck.
Oh, well, he said fucker for a reason.
Right? I guess.
Aren't we all fuckers deep inside?
Yes. Deep, 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 deep inside.
Ooh. Wait. Where we go? Tell me to stop.
Keep going. Stop.
That's how wide it is.
On a proper note, if we go into nature, that's about the same width as a elephant's vagina. So.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah, for fuck's sakes, man, this guy's life is just going to be hell for the rest of his life. What is he going to do? I mean, he's going to come out of there, and the only thing he can do is flip burgers, pump gas in Oregon because they still look for tenants out there. Maybe a bouncer, maybe a light, skinny bouncer, because he's not really huge. He's a wide receiver. Maybe a Cobb McGraw teacher. That's about it.
Canadian Football League?
No, they won't even take him there.
Are you sure?
Come on,
I'm
EA, I said I
positive.
was sorry.
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 So sorry.
What's this all about?
That was like one of my favorite parts of Super Troopers 2 when they were like doing the stupid Canadian accents and so sorry, eh?
Hey, your Tucson, it's at an angle, you gotta fix it. Where parts of Canada are you from? Saskatchewan, huh?
And it was like, now they're gonna tell us we can't like the bare naked ladies.
Hey, you know what? I have news for you. No one's ever liked the bare naked ladies.
Are you
Except
sure?
Jason Priestley. Yeah, Jason Priestley did.
Briefly.
Well, he loved them so much, he did his own little show about it. Oh, his own little documentary.
Oh, I did not watch.
It's probably a good thing you didn't because of all the blowing. It's unbecoming of a man to watch that kind of coming.
And I, sir, am a gentleman.
You do with the pinky up, right?
Good day.
Good day to you, sir.
Much
Will I
like a
find the money,
vagina.
the monetary value on the table as usual?
Much like a vagina, I will not be partaking in this. Begone.
And take that Arby's beef
I am
sandwich.
out of here. I am outraged.
Man, I love it. We haven't seen you so long that you just come back and you're just spurting out Shakespeare. It's
Yes.
great.
I try.
Wait, did Shakespeare who? What?
What? With that? How big was the spear? Wait a minute.
I don't know. Let's ask Henry.
I like that joke. That reminded me of that joke. She's so old, Shakespeare did her in the park.
Oh, and all the plants were withered.
That sparked one of the jokes that I had come up with for one of I think the random 2-minute warnings, whatever. She's so old when she started giving roadhead, it was still considered sucking dick on horseback.
That was it. That's when it was still an art form.
You know the unwritten rule of the road. You gotta give the head.
Oh man, when I saw that shit, we were in the theaters, I was fucking crying when he was like, "'Cause you're doing it all wrong."
Well, you know what? That's one thing George Carlin was. He was a true saint and a wonderful actor. I don't know if he really sucked dick, but boy, he made it look like he did.
I'm sure he did.
Well, I mean, you got Henry Weinstein or Harvey Weinstein and all that other shit that was going down to the back road, right? Calm down there, Jester. Calm down. You'll get your turn.
Yeah, man. And what was cool about those movies is like some of the soundtracks, like that shit stuck with me. You know what I mean? Like I'll hear like a portion of that song and like all of a sudden like just fucking flash back to like around that time period or something that was linked to like I don't know something that I heard like that was going on when I I heard that shit last. And so I thought that shit was fucking crazy because now I'll hear like a little bit. Remember the what's it called? Bon Jovi, "Bad Medicine," when he fucking
Okay.
puts the fucking cup over his dick, and then like that's the song that's playing when like he comes
Dun,
in. So
dun, 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 dun,
yeah.
dun, dun, dun. Boom, 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 boom.
So then every time I hear fucking "Bad Medicine," I immediately think of fucking like him fucking dancing and shit, and then fucking Silent Bob putting the fucking cup on. He's like, "Well, what? I use this for protection, so guys don't try to grab my shit."
Yeah,
Where there's a
fill
will,
the
there's a
cup.
way.
Yeah, that scene. I just filled the cup.
Every time it comes on, you just grab your hip and you start thrusting.
And so like since all like all the guys in the bands that I was in, like everybody was into those same type of movies. We
You all
threw
fill the cups? Is that what you're trying to say?
yeah, that was
All the way to the top.
to the top.
Show him.
See,
How many cups did you guys go through? I mean, for God's sakes, don't you
Seven.
know that that's a
Seven.
weight?
7.
and then you throw the Dixie cup away.
Wait, what? I thought
That's
those
a
were
waste of
souvenirs.
plastic.
That was one of my favorite, one of the cut scenes that didn't make that movie. It was the extended scene with the hookers, and she's like, "How nasty do you want to get?" And like the whole speech in the movie is only like 15 seconds, but like in the full length like that hit the cutting room floor, that shit was almost like a minute long. And so he's just like going off, and he's like, and then he like fucking spanks in a Dixie cup, and then he goes into like 3 other things. He's all, and then we throw the Dixie cup away.
That brings up another thought. We're going to go back to that same subject, but, how many times have you really shot your load out somewhere and wondered if you're going to generate a human from that? So half grass blade, half human, because you seeded the grass.
I'm waiting.
I mean, how many times have you waffle stomped and then followed it up with the tracer and down there, and then wondered if you're going to get something like,
Today?
some weird beast?
How many times today?
Yeah. How many times a day?
Some.
Some. It's like Pokemon. Got to catch them all.
I choose you.
For a while, we thought he was trying to do it with venereal diseases, but thankfully, he went a different path.
Yeah.
One.
It's like you create a Quetzalcoatl, Fucking marching on your hip side there. Like, whoa, shit, I didn't remember masturbating like that the other night.
Did you, Cookie and I saw the first episode of the new season of Big Mouth. Did you catch it yet?
So good.
No, I have not watched Big Mouth.
It's about exactly that, but they're trying to have No Nut November as teenagers.
Yeah, so that's a thing on TikTok and everything else on the memes that are doing No Nut November. Yeah, I'm not partaking. I don't need that shit.
I love those memes that show that it's like the typical like Dungeons and Dragons nerd, fucking basement dweller, and it says fucking 10 or 15 year running champion of No Nut November.
It got no life either.
Yeah, I think it's like because it's like a kid, right? Like a teenager, so like it was like 15 years of shit like that. Champion No Nut November.
Going back on the whole song thing, I remember back in the day when Olivia Newton-John was like huge. That was my girl, And when Xanadu came out, I had that special feeling right in that crotchal area. Not so much up here, not so much down there, but more in the middle area between my legs, right? I felt that little bit of tingling sensation. And oh boy, man. Oh, she did it for me. Olivia Newton-John.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Why did
Nowadays-
you stop? Keep going.
No. Nowadays I listen to certain music and it just takes me back when I was a kid. I remember all the way back to like I was like 3 or 4 years old, and there were songs that just connected me back then. my parents are still shocked about some of the stuff I remember that they did that they didn't think I remember.
Right.
Oh, he'll forget. He won't remember us smoking weed. Oh, he'll forget. He won't remember being in a stupid, real movie with weed. Oh, he'll forget. He didn't see me naked out of the shower. 70s Bush.
That's graphic. We did not need to know that.
I remember watching Starcraft, which was Sid and his wife. They did a whole bunch of television series with puppeteering, like Sigmund and Sea Monster, one Dinah Girl. That was the one, and we used to watch that, and we would tell our dad to change the channel because we had a rotary cable box, and he put it up top so we wouldn't get to the pay channels where there was nasty shit on there, and he would just rotate it, and we're like, change the channel. When he'd go back to sleep, he'd come back out, change the channel. And one morning we just kept on telling him to change the channel, and finally he just was pissed off at us for just yelling. Saturday morning, he comes out butt naked. Ah! He starts changing the channel. There, goddamn it, it's a cartoon. And he goes back to bed, and me and my brother look at each other like, yeah, we're not asking him to change the channel no more.
That was the first time I opened a book.
No, I wouldn't go that far.
Sorry.
We just got a stool, got up there, and rotated the channel.
That's fucking hilarious.
See, that was also during the time when Jaws came out. We lived in San Diego. And where do you go all the time when you're in San Diego?
To the beach.
And we had just saw Jaws, and where didn't we want to go in San Diego?
To the fucking beach.
I saw a fin, God damn it, I'm not going in the water.
After I saw Jaws, I didn't want to get in a fucking pool for a while.
I know, right?
I was like, fuck that. That motherfucker squeezed through the drain pipe.
Fucking Eddie Murphy talking about the big brown shark. Yeah, those are the times where, the 70s albums were out. You had Boston, you had Aerosmith, you had the Rolling Stones they were still living large during that time, Led Zeppelin, all that stuff. That was before John Bonham died. And fuck's sakes, man, there was lots of good music back in the day, man. It just brings you back to memories. How old am I, goddammit?
50-something?
God, shut up, Cookie. Might as well be.
I like them older.
What?
We should get another sound effect that was like the Maury, the lie detector determined that was a lie.
Shut.
You have all these songs, and then as a teenager, you're listening to other stuff, and then you realize the lyrics of the songs are just talking about getting down with an underage minor. And you're like, what the fuck was I listening to? But it was okay, because at the time I was a teenager.
We were
minors. I was thinking, yeah. So I was like, all right, You're talking to Christine, who is 16, and then you break up with her. So then you go to My Sharona, and I said to the girl, you'll be a woman soon going into, but don't stand so close to me, because you're 16, you're beautiful in your mind. I mean, for fuck's sakes, you go through that whole routine in your head and you're like, yeah, it's about all 16.
Is it a coincidence that all these artists were from the South?
No, that was not a coincidence.
Because they went south too.
The sound of the prison doors opening. Come on in, gentlemen.
Man, but then during that time too, you had the Lolita movie coming out, and that was fucking a shocker right there. What the fuck is wrong with people? And then you go back to the 1800s, and 13-year-olds with adults were commonplace.
Like A Million Ways to Die in the West with fucking Seth MacFarlane when he's like fucking on the date with a teenager, and she's like, I just don't want to be an old maid. An old maid. She's like, how old are you? He's like, 13. I'm getting up there.
You're only 13 years old, for God's sakes.
She gets all bitchy with him. She's like, you don't have to be such a dick about it.
Such a great movie.
Hell yeah, it was. I was fucking rolling laughing when I heard that shit. And then so like even like music like that, like stuff that was in a movie, like I hear a little bit of it and I'm like immediately I like fucking thought of like, oh, fucking Million Ways to Die in the West, and it's totally not.
Music
Well,
takes me back.
do you have that one song that sticks in your head when you're like having sex?
Ugh, those are the worst.
No, yeah, they are.
No,
Uh.
I'm saving myself.
Whatever. What did we determine? Yeah, there it is. It's a lie.
Shut up for my second marriage. My husband hates that joke.
When you've got the candlelight going, the mood is down. You just finished a nice dinner, and you put on the record, and you hear. Dun, 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 dun. What the fuck?
This doesn't put you in the mood? Just me? Just me?
It's like like the song that you remember the first time you were getting down. Like mine was it Wind Beneath My Wings? Bette Midler, I think was.
Oh, I remember that. I would like my CD back, thank you very much.
Hey, could you blow my butthole? I kind of like that when I get off.
That was the wind.
The other song that sticks in your head, you're dun, 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 dun. Oh boy, Bonanza time.
And so, and I know that one was from Bonanza, but for whatever reason, it makes me think of fucking City Slickers. That one with Billy Crystal and fucking
Jack Palance.
Yeah,
Palance, yeah.
Yeah,
That's when
for that.
You pull up the cover and you go, hello.
Good morning. Good morning.
It's about that one thing. That one thing. About a blowjob. Yes.
and it was funny to see him like as the fucking was the bad guy in Batman. Was it the first one or I think the one with Michael Keaton.
Yeah. It was the first Batman with Michael Keaton. He was the boss over, the Joker.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and so like just seeing him in that, I was like, what the fuck?
What's going on?
I remember watching that movie in theaters, man. I went absolutely ballistically nuts in that fucking thing, man.
We did too, right? Like opening. I think it was opening day. In the morning, we got dropped off because it was me and him and the rest of the cousins that hung out, and so
all 32 of us.
Yeah, so we got in line first.
God dang, man, that was a big bus.
Yeah, we had the first three. That was a fucking station wagon. And there was still room in the fucking glove compartment.
Yeah. No seatbelts. Seatbelts are for pussies.
And everyone's getting out of the car. All you hear is da, 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 da.
And then that took me back, and we had to leave.
How'd they get all those clowns in that clown car?
We got out. We're like, the theater people were like, no, it's cool. We already got a cleaning staff.
Are you sure? We're pretty good.
And we're stocked up on oranges, so we're okay.
But the bushes do need trimmed.
You got it. Let me call my dad.
So 15 of us went into the theater.
Well, 2 of you paid to get in the theater, and the rest went around back to get in for free.
I didn't say how we got into the theater. I just said we went in.
Yeah. We didn't need the ticket stub.
Tickets are for pussies.
So yeah, you walk up to the ticket counter, or everyone's stacked on each other's shoulders. Yeah, 1 ticket, please. Yeah, 1 ticket.
One big ass trench coat.
How come I see eyes near your belly button area?
Why are you looking at my belly button, you pervert? I'm 7. I'm 7.
My face is up here. Up here.
Get your mind out of the gutter.
It's like a baby's arm holding an apple down there. How long is that thing?
Good for you, buddy.
And in his defense, it was literally our baby cousin holding an apple.
We're gonna let you through since you got a big cack. Yeah, we went to our theater. It was like a 3 screen theater, and that was the hugest around town. So we got in there to watch Batman, and the main theater itself held about 150 people. It was quite large. And so when we got in there, man, the whole theater was just fucking lit. Everyone's screaming, yelling, and hooting and hollering. Might as well been a whole, back in Brooklyn where they go, "Don't go behind the door, God damn it! That's what they're gonna kill you." No one would shut the fuck up through the whole thing.
Yeah, I remember I was kind of being like that. A lot of people making comments and talking, but mostly a lot of people like cheering and like fucking hollering every time like an action sequence kicked in. Everyone was like, "Fuck yeah!"
Are you sure? Let's go back to that day. Are you sure it was a lot of people? Or it was just you?
It was just our family, but that's a lot of people.
Yeah, 32 of them. Well,
Yeah.
15 that got in.
Yeah.
Jesus, Mexicans won't shut up.
2 stacks of 16.
And going back in those days, MTV was popular. Remember that?
Hell yeah,
Oh,
when it had
they
music.
still played music?
God damn, they had music, huh?
We are fucking old. We are
Yeah,
old.
I remember when MTV first came out to the West Coast.
Oh, I wasn't born yet, but
Yeah. So
I really
thank you. Yeah. Okay, I feel better now. You're talking about you don't want karma coming back around? Well, guess what?
If it's gonna hit me with age, that's fine.
With AIDS.
Age.
I was like, oh, you did see that Chappelle thing. Hit him right in the AIDS.
AIDS. I'll hit you with the age. It'll be dust coming out of my hand after I jerk off.
So magical.
So what? MTV came out in '81, debuted in '81, and it started becoming big in the New York area, right? And then it started hitting the cable channels and started getting prolific, and that's around 82, 83 when it was in the mass markets, yeah. And I was in El Cajon around that time when MTV was huge. Then growing up in Southern California, they had all the other, offspins of that. So you had like Friday Night Videos and other shit that was going on where they play videos and stuff.
Video box and
Yeah.
fucking even VH1. VH1 had fucking music videos too before they.
Yeah,
had all
but
the-
VH1 didn't offshoot until about, I think it was 86 or so. So yeah, they weren't a thing for a little while. But fuck's sake, man, staying up all night long watching videos. How many times you guys ever do that?
Spring break, that's all I did.
summer.
Yeah.
During the summers, yeah. Like
Good times.
I remember watching the music videos for like fucking when what's it called? It fucking Vanilla Ice had that second song, not the first one that brought, not Ice Ice Baby. There was like a second one that he had that like people were like, oh man, it was like a year later, 2 years later.
Nobody remembers.
The
Yeah,
one for the Ninja Turtle movie?
no,
Go
no, no.
ninja! Go ninja! Go ninja!
I'm not gonna lie, that shit was pretty dope in the movie. They
Yeah.
all got on stage and started dancing with him.
Yeah, he didn't mean ninja though. The people that annoy
Right.
you. I remember I'm making fun of Boy George all the time.
Who did it?
Yeah, come chameleon. Yeah,
Aw,
I'm coming
Boy
on a chameleon.
George. Every time.
Hey, I make fun, but I did like the music. All right.
Like
You were like blasting it.
Like in the wedding,
Yeah.
like in the wedding singer, when he fucking second, third time through of "Do you really want to hurt me?"
Get off the stage, you suck! And he's like crying.
Mascara running.
Yeah.
Who was it? Was it George Carlin? It was one of the stand-ups that was talking during that time where they were talking about Boy George. Do you really want to hurt me? Yes, we do. Oh, might have been Robin Williams. Yeah, you're cruising down in your shitty shipmobile with Girls Just Want to Have Fun by Cyndi Lauper, and you're doing this as you're driving. Everyone's looking at you like, what the fuck's wrong with this shithead?
It's a good song. It's a good song.
It brings tears to my eyes.
Girls just want to have fun.
And it's not about sex.
It's never about sex.
We gotta treat them right, goddammit. Then you got George Michael. Oh my
Jerking off in
gosh.
the park?
man. No, I ain't gonna make fun of that motherfucker. I mean, he died. Okay, he took it in the ass. Okay, but that boy had a golden throat, and he coated it every night he could.
You have to. You have to keep your instrument strong.
Oh, he kept it strong, and he also kept it lubricated.
Same diff.
But I used to love his music.
What do you think's in the cup, huh? What do you think's in the cup?
Yeah, it is a little swirly in there. But you look through all these singers and everything, and a lot of people didn't realize that Judas Priest, lead singer, he was gay, and then you start looking at the leathers and the spikes, and you're like, yeah, it kind of makes sense now.
It's all coming together now.
Yeah, no, he was just flamboyant, kind of like Liberace. No, he didn't like the pipe. No.
What do you talk? Liberace?
Yeah. Huh? His little boy George, he didn't really do anything with boy George. No, George, his boy. That's the other guy, Georgie. Yeah. Then you have Freddie Mercury, Yeah, nothing against any of them, but those guys just had wonderful voices. And I was just recently listening to Elton John. And oh my gosh, man, growing up and listening to this music, it's so heartfelt, and they're people too, and a lot of people just look at the what they like and who they are rather than listening to the person that they are.
That was the gayest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Ever.
That is correct, sir.
Yeah, if I was there, I'd probably be canoodling you, huh?
What's your husband's name, Big O? Just kidding.
Rosie, my right hand.
Speaking of like George Michael and stuff, and like the whole throat lubrication, you know how they got the fucking the band name, right? He's like, well, how hard do you want me to give it to you? He's like, I want it to sound like Wham.
Wake me up before you go.
I gotta get some coating on my throat rope. Yeah, but nowadays these kids are starting to get, and this is a turnaround. They're starting to listen to some of this music back in the day, and we say back in the day because 30 years ago this music was brand new. But 30 years prior to that, you're listening to Elvis, you're listening to the first Beatles, and 30 years before that, you're listening to fucking orchestra music. Put a fucking timeline on where we're at right now and what we've grown up through and where we've been and where we are now. It's just fucking mind-boggling how much we've changed since then. And, when I'm 90 years old on my deathbed and I'm playing Def Leppard as loud as I can before I die, it's not Perry Como.
Can I hit the pause button? No, I totally agree because, Jester and I growing up, we didn't have the cell phones with the Apple Music or anything like that, so we weren't allowed to touch the radio or anything that would play music until we can afford to buy our own. So our music that we grew up listening to wasn't pop of the time. It was music that our dads grew up listening to, like CCR or, like you said, Elton John, Billy Joel, like good shit. And now everything's just crap. It's all crap.
Yeah.
I'm 40. I'm going to be 40.
Oh, I'm fucking 40.
So I turned 48 this October.
Oh, dang.
And last year when I went to Israel, I heard for the first time the Metallica song. What's it called? I can't think of it. It was that medley they did on Saint Anger.
The weakest metal of all.
It's the one where he's talking about, stealing from the captain to give to his girl. God, I can't think of the name of it. Anyway, I didn't realize that was a cover song. Then Lizzie did this original soundtrack back in, I shouldn't say soundtrack, song, back in the 70s. And I was like, holy shit. I was like,
you talking about Whiskey in the Jar?
Whiskey in the Jarro, yeah. So, I was 46 years old when I finally realized that this was a remake of a song from the 70s. I was like, holy shit, I'm still learning this stuff.
Right? Like I'm pretty eclectic in the music that I listen to, I'm not going to lie.
What?
Right? I like show tunes. I like
Shocker.
Things that would be stereotypically gay, I guess. But I also like other music. I like country. That's funny you say that because just recently, one of speaking on country music, Reba McEntire, one of her biggest hits is Fancy.
Yes.
Have you heard that song? That's
Yep.
a remake.
Yes.
I just
Dolly-
found that out like 2 days ago, and an artist by the name of Bobby, I can't remember her name, Bobby something, originated it. And I like her version way better than Reba McEntire's.
Wait a minute. I thought you stayed away from cunt.
Tree. Country.
Oh.
Yeah. No, I won't touch that with a stick. My stick.
Hey, Quagmire, isn't there an O in country? Nope.
Giggity, all right.
That was one of my favorite parts of that fucking movie we saw. Isn't there an O in country? Nope.
Nope. Yeah, but you're absolutely right. You know, you hear these songs, and it's just like it takes you back, and then you hear that, you know, you understand that some of these songs that you hear are remakes, and it's fun. It's funny because you get back to where the roots are, and you get these feelings, and these notes hit you. And it's just, as an adult nowadays, I listen to it, and you know, certain things I'm hearing with the guitar, with the drum beat, you know, with the keyboard, it just fucking hits you, resonates inside of you, kind of like when you finally get that joke with Bugs Bunny. That's a fair assessment, yeah, you think?
Yeah. I would have to say yes. I concur.
That is correct.
Sirloin of beef. Like, yeah, that's funny now. Yeah, I get that. But yeah, you know, it takes us through times where we're growing up, you know, the good times, the bad times, you know.
The first times.
First times, last times. I was in a mean car wreck, you know, when I was a kid. You know, we had a 78 Land Cruiser, and we went end over end, rolled it, and hit a freaking telephone pole, snapped the pole in half.
Dang.
And none of us wore seatbelt in this thing. You know, we're talking bench seating, you know, huge cabin. If you ever been in a Land Cruiser, it's just like, it's like a fucking limo. And I went from the back seat up on the ceiling and underneath the freaking dashboard in the front, underneath
shit.
my mom's leg. And I didn't remember a goddamn thing how I got there. You know, and that was during the time listening to fucking Rick Springfield, you know. It's like, holy shit, it takes you back to those certain times, you know, that change your life.
When I hear that I think about fucking Forrest Gump. That fucking first scene where they're like the rain stops and then they fucking started getting shot at.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause that was the song that was playing as they were like fucking walking through, and then the rain stop, and then
Yep.
that. I think when did Forrest Gump come out?
94? 95. 94.
Yeah, I was just starting high school.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, I was just starting high school at that time, and I remember watching it and then like listening to, because like the Forrest Gump soundtrack.
That is an amazing soundtrack. That
Yeah, it
soundtrack
was.
is, timeless.
Yeah. And I remember because like the bus ride was so long to get to school that I had time to, you know, and back, that I had time to basically listen to like the entire, you know, soundtrack from like one end to the other.
Where did you go to school?
Like maybe about 12 miles away from my house, but it
Oh,
was like
that's
a
right.
fucking
Yes,
long
yes.
ass bus ride. So
That is correct.
Were you and Jenny like peas and carrots?
I saw some weird shit on that bus. It was fucking like, cause I would just sit there, like, as I would just sit in like towards the back, but not like all the way in the back, cause the fucking weirdos were back there. So I'm like, no,
So
no,
what-
no.
And
What
you
you're
never
really
said
saying-
hi.
What you're really saying is you did some weird shit on that bus.
That's how I know the weirdos hung out back there. So early in the morning, and I wasn't down for that shit. So I was still not even awake. So it's too early for this, Susan. Get it together. Not asking for much. And so it, like, just random ridiculous shit, like people fighting, people like fucking. I saw people get into a fight because somebody farted like too close to them.
And I apologized.
Whatever, that chick had it coming.
Yeah, she did. Take my breakfast burrito.
It wasn't the smell, as more so the pace that flew against the wall.
Yep. Yep.
The weak game that got spit, like fucking guys trying to like pick up on these chicks on the bus on the way to school, like trying to convince them like, how cool they are, and like how good a date it would be, and they're like, and she's like, it'd be a better date if you had a car, and like 3 people or 4 people on the bus are like, ooh, but like all loud, and then other people started
Loaded.
laughing. The guy got off at the next stop, and his school was still like another mile down.
Nice.
Oh, that was one of the sickest burns. Me and my fucking friends, because that went to the same school, like we got on the we had got on, and then that shit happened, and that was like, all right, that's got to be the highlight of the ride. I'm like, I'm pretty sure no better shit like that's gonna happen.
I don't know. You got a little button over there. Quack, 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 quack.
Yeah, that's what that. It was a totally like moment.
Ugh.
But just like when a lot of people I think didn't like laugh too hard, but I know everybody wanted to be like when she was like, it'd be a better date if you had a car. Then he got off the bus.
You're totally underplaying it. The bus driver literally stopped, clapped, like, yes.
Yeah, it would have been good if you would have said, I got a hearse.
Good times, memories.
Yeah, like I don't know, like what music like reminds you of like high school in general, not like any. Well, I guess if you want to bring up something specific, but just in general.
Like, like not even lying. Like we listened to really good music growing up. A lot of K-Earth at the time was still like 60s, some 50s, 70s. But I think high school, because I was going to a public high school, that's when I really started listening to poppy, very stereotypical, like my kind of music, I guess. So a lot of it, and it's so funny because these videos are around now, like because I'm older, I'm like in my late 30s, and a lot of the Christina Aguilera, Britney Spears, and there's this one video that this mother posted who's our age, and she's mouthing the words to Genie in a Bottle and like remembering, oh wait, I was 15, and the words are, I'm a genie in a bottle, you have to rub me the right way. And it's like, as an adult, like with kids, which I don't have kids, but like her kids are in the backseat, and she's all like, fuck, like this is super inappropriate. But going back to on another tangent, but yeah, that's the kind of music, Christina Aguilera, NSYNC, shit like that. But I don't know, specific memories. I mean, I took the bus a lot, but
That takes me back to TRL when you bring up
right,
those.
totally.
I could
But
slap
Carson
you for
Daly,
that.
Yeah, Carson Daly
I had
and
the
fucking
hugest crush on
TRL.
Carson Daly. Loved that shit. That shit was great.
Genie in a Bottle and fucking NSYNC and fucking Shakira and
Britney
Britney
Yeah.
Spears. Oh, not Shakira, but Britney Spears.
Cookie, I see you as an Alanis Morissette guy.
Really?
Yeah,
I'm a
you come
fan.
off like that.
That was fucking hilarious that she was God in Dogma.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. Mwah.
I did enjoy Jagged Little Pill. That was a good album.
Yeah, I bought that album. But see, you guys talking about Forrest Gump and you're talking about, high school and everything. It's like, Jesus Christ, you're making me feel old because you were right. It was 94. And 94 is when I first got married. So,
Oh my goodness. Wow, that's crazy.
yeah, fucking time flies, right? Jesus Christ. For me, it was more in the 90s, right? So I remember rebelling as a kid, and Def Leppard came over across the pond with Pyromania, right? So I love Pyromania. I love that fucking album, man. I would just listen to it. And I remember coming up from San Diego, El Cajon area to go visit family in the Sons of San Joaquin, and every time the fucking photograph would come on, it would make my dad blare it. And he would get pissed off because it was like playing like once every 30 minutes on different channels. But then growing up through high school, Pyromania was a huge success, right? And nothing happened for a while. And then next thing you know, Hysteria comes out. And, that's about when I started getting into high school. So that album took, 6 years for them to cut? And, there was nothing I heard from them. Then Hysteria came out. I'm like, oh my God, I love this fucking album. Then, I'm starting to get into Metallica. Then I'm starting to get into Guns N' Roses. And I'm starting to get into the heavy shit, And I never steered away from Def Leppard. But, I started venturing out on more poppy stuff, And it was no NSYNC back then.
Well, even with that being said, like I enjoyed that music. It wasn't something like I never really purchased any of it, but I mean, if
Right.
it's on the radio, it's just very prevalent, and I would listen to it. But now thinking like, because we're kind of going in depth in this conversation, but I don't know, when you said Elton John, that just really like resonated with me.
Yeah.
Billy Joel, I really love Billy Joel. You know
Yeah,
what? This
definitely.
The Carpenters. I really enjoyed music like that. Those are like the artists. Even though I was younger and teen, like I never really bought the pop albums, but those are the music. Like Frank Sinatra, I had so many Frank Sinatra CDs. It was
Yeah.
ridiculous. Carpenter, but that's the music that I would listen to. But that's only because I was conditioned to listen to what I would call good music, and I think.
Right.
Unanimously said, like, no one can look at Elton John and say, oh, he's fucking great. No, Elton John's fucking amazing. Billy Joel is a fucking legend. You know, like, these are artists that, even though they haven't put an album out in a while, they're still fucking great. But I mean, yeah, like, you can't really avoid, like you said, like, just stuff of our time, like pop.
Right.
And for me, pop was like NSYNC, Backstreet Boys, Britney Spears, all that shit. But
So for growing up, for me, it was Led Zeppelin. It was Pink Floyd, The Wall. I mean,
Good stuff.
talks about. You listen to the lyrics of The Wall. That's from some sketchy shit. Then you learn about the psychotic breakdown. You know that's behind, and
Oh,
you're like,
see,
holy.
you're like my older brother, where I would listen to music, I wouldn't know the fucking meaning of it. I just liked that it had a good like. And then he's all, "Do you even know what you're listening to?" I'm all like, "It's a fucking song. Leave me alone."
It's
But the
brick
funny
in-
thing-
another
Go
brick in
ahead.
the wall, Dick.
Yeah.
Wait, is it brick in the wall or dick in the wall?
Either way, it's good lyrics.
But yeah, my dad had a record player on a tape deck, so we would play the music and we would record it, so we'd have tunes to listen to while we're driving too. So we would come up with our own mixtape.
Love it. Love it.
You remember mixtapes?
I used to make them
Oh,
all
no.
the fucking time. Mine were insane though because of like the Cookie was saying. Listen to so much different music growing up that like I got to like it, and so I had family members that like lowrider oldies, like music.
Yep.
I had family members that like Motown, like your parents like Motown.
Yes,
That's where I heard most of that. One of his uncles, funk was into funk, like Parliament and
Oh,
George
God,
Clinton.
yeah.
So I got to like that. And then like I listened to like everything on the radio at the time, and so I was listening to K Rock. I was listening to like Power 106, which is I think Hot 97 somewhere like in New York or something, like like just the hip hop stations.
I feel like
Right.
this topic is like really like this could be its own episode in itself, because I think when I think of Jester or our relatives, because you know how so many people say, "Oh, I love all kinds of music, but," and that just really gets me. It's like there shouldn't be a but when
Exactly.
you say you like, but, but, when it comes to Jester and myself and my siblings and my cousins, we have such an eclectic taste. Like, Fuck Checker, Jester's missus, is like huge country fan, and I'll see him sitting around like working or whatever, and country's just blaring, and he's enjoying it. Like, there's no but. There's all kinds of music, and it's just all enjoyable. Like country, rap, all that stuff that would be butts for other people. It's like it's well appreciated for us. Like even pop, like. I just recently quoted as saying it's shit. It is. It doesn't have that long lasting effect as other artists, but we listen to everything. Like
I remember this one dude that like was like a big hip hop head, was like trying to show off on like how much he knew like rap music and hip hop and different artists and all the shit, and I was like, that's cool and all, but like you only know one type of fucking music. Like, what do you know about classic rock? What do you know about funk? What do you know about this? What do you know about that? I'm like, you know shit about it. I'm like, you're like,
What do you know the roots of rap?
right? Like you fucking, I'm like, you're one fucking
one trick pony.
Yeah, exactly.
You're a one
And
trick
I'm
pony.
not talking about the show Roots. Okay, so calm down. Kunta Kintes. Anyway, so one thing that sticks out in my head, one prolific time where I went to a concert, just fucking resonates with me. And you're going to laugh at this. So, 91, I come out to Arizona, I go to school, right? I'm making all new friends. And that's when I start coming up with my phrase, I don't give a fuck. Because in high school, you're deemed, this type of person. People
Yeah,
ridicule
yeah.
you and whatnot. at this point, I'm a fucking young adult. I don't care what you think of me. You like me, you like me. You don't, you don't. Get the fuck out of my face. We're at Central Phoenix, right, for the 4th of July bash, and it's 94.5, hip hop out here. And they've since gone under, but it was all the latest and greatest music at the time for rap, for R&B, all that stuff. And they bring out this girl, and she starts singing her song. She comes out thinking she's all that in a bag of chips, and she starts singing Temptation. Let me get her name. 91 song. Sorry about this. I should have been more ready for this.
Sorry.
What you talking about?
Shit, I can't find it. Anyway, she sings a song called Temptation. And she's singing her song, Temptation is a part of life. Doesn't matter if it's wrong or right. And it's a catchy tune, right? And so we're all, okay. But she goes, all right, everybody sing it now. And she holds out the microphone. And everyone's like, What? Serious? This was a new song that had not been played in this market, and she wants everybody singing her goddamn lyrics. And she goes, "Come on, you shitheads! You know this song." Well,
the fucking balls.
did she have the balls to call me a shithead? I'm new to the area. I'm like, oh fuck no, you didn't call me an asshole. Now I'm like, fuck you! Next thing you know, everyone's chanting with me. We don't know your fucking lyrics. Come on, you shit fuckers! Come on, sing it! All that threw everyone into a tizzy. So now I got a fucking group around me just yelling at her.
I'm sorry.
Thing.
I'm sorry. What I took from that was that, like, you got so offended. She wasn't even talking to you specifically.
Exactly.
But you took it so.
And you are correct in your understanding of the way I'm saying this.
You took it so personally.
She is talking to thousands.
But then on top of that,
crowd.
they all rallied with you. They're all like,
exactly. So I'm like, fuck you, get the fuck off stage. And everyone's like, yeah, get the fuck off. Yeah. And next thing you know,
my gosh,
thousands of people are just yelling at her, fuck you. And she's like, fuck you, I hate you people. We hate you more. All right. So this goes on for 15 minutes while we're yelling back and forth. And finally, she's like in tears. Fuck you, and drops her mic. She's not mad that we're telling her to fuck off.
Like, mission accomplished. She's
Exactly. So, and the DJ comes out and goes, oh, you guys were rude. And we're like, fuck you. He's like, whoa. All right, let's go to the next act. So they get to the next act. All right. Fast forward a week later. We're listening to the local station, and Temptation comes on. Hey, wasn't that bitch that was singing on stage? Let's sing the lyrics. But yeah, every time I look for that song and listen to it, I'm like, yeah, I remember that time. You remember? I remember.
That was so funny. That's like such a middle child thing. You just took it so personally.
And you know what, Cookie? Every last word is fucking true.
I love it. That's great.
I did not embellish it.
No.
That's exactly how it happened.
But the best part of that, like the movie moment for you, was that everybody rallied with you. Like they were all on your side, and that made it that much better.
You know what it was? It was the slow clap.
I love it.
Oh, good times had by all.
That was awesome.
This was not another teen movie, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, I had a lot of good moments when I first came out to Arizona because I didn't give a fuck.
No fucks given.
That's right. The rains fell from the heaven and no fucks were given that day.
Are you sure?
And the best part of that whole thing was we were walking up and down, with all those crowds, and there was people doing Garth Brooks, low places, playing their own songs, it's like, all right, yeah, that I can get down with that. Then you go to this other area, where someone's jamming out Tom Petty songs, like, all right, cool, throwing dollar bills here and there, because they're out there trying to earn a little cash, and this bitch is saying, sing it!
these actual reputable artists that have like hits aren't even asking.
Exactly.
Famous. All right, guys. Well, we are coming up on our time for this set, but thanks again for tuning in. Wrapping up season 5. We're gonna go into our planning and get it together for season 6 and have a whole new set of episodes and topics. And Big O, what's up?
Corina, 1991 Temptation. Look it up. The bitch is still on YouTube.
Like on Romeo and Michelle, didn't she die? Yeah.
Well, now at least you can look it up. I digress.
But we're gonna keep putting out bonus content. Don't forget to check out the social media. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Hit that like and subscribe button, and catch all the YouTube the episodes on YouTube and the cannabis reviews and just all the side content that we do. We're gonna be posting up there. Like we said, we're switching over to YouTube for Rice and Beans Radios, which we're gonna continue to do through the break. And so catch those on the YouTube platform. So those out there in audio only land, come on. So it's only it's only like a little bit longer to download the episode.
Catch.
And join us on riceandbeanspodcast.com. Send us some emails. Show us your boobs. Show us your balls. We don't give a fuck. Show us your taint if you want to. I want to see some buttholes.
Oh
Anything.
my gosh.
Come on, people. Show us something. Show us that you love us. Come on.
We weren't loved enough as children. My paintings weren't put on the fridge.
Yeah, because it was your penis.
Yeah, he kept
I
painting
did my
buttholes.
That's one thick turkey neck.
Gobble, gobble.
All right, guys. Well, we're going to get up on out of here. Until next time, take a toke and watch all your worries go up in smoke. Peace.